What is going on, everybody? It is the Naughty Investor here. Thank you so much for tuning into today's cryptocurrency news video. So, according to the SEC, Bitcoin and Ethereum are not securities. This is huge news. This is really bullish news for the market, for people who are kind of on the edge about potential regulations. This is good news. They do, however, add in that some ICOs might be. So, and of course, that means that there may be some ICOs that could be securities, but some might not. Overall, that part of it, I think, is decent news, not amazing news, but it's decent news because of the reason that, right, if ICOs, if not all of them are securities, there's still going to be loopholes around it, and the SEC is not going to have too much power with this. But overall, this is really great news. Let's get into the article and I'll give my thoughts. The SEC's point man on cryptocurrencies and ICO says that Bitcoin and Ether are not securities, but that many, but not all, ICOs are securities and will come under the regulatory control of the SEC and relevant security laws. Central to determining whether a security is being sold is how it is being sold and the reasonable expectations of the purchasers. William Hinman, head of the Division of Corporation Finance at the SEC, said in a speech at the Yahoo Oil Market Summit cryptocurrency conference in San Francisco. Hinman said that the primary issue in determining whether cryptocurrencies and ICOs were securities was the expectation of a return by a third party, specifically whether there was a person or group that was sponsored the creation and sale of the asset and who played a significant role in its development and maintenance. For purchasers of the asset, the key is whether they are seeking a return on the investment. If there is a centralized third party along with purchasers with an expectation of a return, then it is likely a security, Hinman said. But Hinman also gave examples where crypto assets would not be considered securities and would not come under the view of the SEC. Decentralization is key, and that's what crypto is all about. Hinman specifically said that Bitcoin is not a security because it is decentralized. There is no central party whose efforts are a key determining factor in the enterprise. In addition, Ether is also not a security because the Ethereum network is also decentralized. Hinman did not address the security status of other cryptocurrencies, notably XRP, which is the subject of a lawsuit alleging that it is a security, noting only that, quote, there may be other sufficiently decentralized networks and systems where regulating the token or the coins that function on them as securities may not be required. Regarding ICOs, Hinman also acknowledged that some digital assets could be structured more like a consumer item than a security, particularly if the asset is purchased for personal use and not intended as an investment. He seemed to imply that these things of offerings, an investment in a book club or golf club membership, for example, were not securities. Hinman defended the SEC's strict interpretation of security laws, noting that, quote, there is excitement and a great deal of speculative interest around this new technology. Unfortunately, there are cases of fraud. Hinman acknowledged that there may still be some confusion over how to determine if a cryptocurrency or an ICO is a security, and that his office is willing to help. So that's the article. Now let me give my thoughts on it. I think if I had to rate this from a 0 of horrible news to a 10 of amazing news, I would give this a 8. This is pretty good because this is them saying that they're not going to have a complete crackdown on cryptocurrencies, on blockchain, and not on all ICOs. What they're saying here is that they want to basically separate the securities from the non-securities, and decentralization is a key factor in determining if it's a security or if it's a non-security. The other factor is this, and that is whether or not you're kind of expecting a return, but that part of it I don't really agree with because that is completely subjective. There's no way to indefinitely prove if an investor is, buying it because they want to use the item or if they're buying it because they want to resell it for more money, right? Because kind of that bait, and they can't really prove it either way. So I don't agree with them on that. But regardless, I think it's a pretty good news. And if you think this is good news or bad news, comment your thoughts down below. I want to hear them. I really need to hear your guys' thoughts on this. Comment them down below. And opinion, I don't think XRP is going to be considered a security, strictly for the reason that because the Ripple protocol's ledger is going to eventually become decentralized. But that's my thoughts on this. Thank you so much for watching and have a great day.